Hello everyone. It is your girl Tronda out of St. Louis, Missouri with Upgrade My Diva, and this is our first Diva Diary series where I am going to take you on the journey of me creating my 2021 vision board. So if you've ever wanted to know how to create a digital vision board using a free website by the name of Canva, you do not want to miss this video because I'm going to walk you through step by step on how I'm creating my vision board for 2021. So stay tuned.
Take it personal, I ain't lying, I ain't hiding, I've been grinding, multiplying, I've been trying.
Okay, so jumping right in, the first question you have to ask yourself, or the question I get a lot, is why create a vision board? So for me personally, I want to create a vision board for my business because I want a consistent visualization of my goals. It just helps you mentally prepare yourself for what you're wanting to do with that particular visualization. So for me, a vision board for my business is just a constant reminder letting me know that I have goals that I am reaching for. Therefore, I need to ensure that I'm constantly seeing what those goals are so I recognize why it's so important and why I need to continue to push to get those goals completed. And then, of course, the other thing, like I said, is just an additional tool to keep me on track for setting my goals, and not only setting my goals, but acting on my goals. So what is the reason why you want to create the vision board? What's going to be the overall theme or message that you're trying to create with this vision? And for me, it is consistency. Consistency has been something I've struggled with overall, probably all of my life. And I just want to prove to myself that regardless of how many times I may stumble or fall, that I'm going to constantly get back up and continue to push forward. So that's why consistency is my goal. For me, I kind of came up with three different pillars or categories within my organization that I want to use to help me when it comes to visualizing and organizing my thoughts with the goals. So for that, I chose influence, which for me is going to mean, from a consistency standpoint, is going to kind of represent how I'm going to remain consistent in building my social media influence. Value is the second one, and that's going to be how I'm going to be consistent in creating value in my brand, which is Upgrade My Diva. And then you have intention, and that just means how I'm going to be consistent with my intention for my business. So with that being said, once you kind of decide how you're going to organize all of that, then you want to kind of write your goals down. So what I did is kind of jotted down a quick Google Doc of just some goals that I want to be represented on this vision board. So YouTube monetization. So I want some images that kind of reflect what it would look like when my YouTube channel was monetized and bringing in a steady income. Then I have increasing my IG followers. So of course I want some type of picture that represents my IG followers increasing by a certain number or average number that I'm thinking for. Then I want to build my email list. So I want to also find something, a picture that represents my email list growth. I want to have revenue of at least $50,000 by the end of this year with my e-commerce business. So want to find a picture that represents that. Also want to create a residual income of about $1,000 a month with YouTube. I want to establish and build the Upgrade My Diva movement through philanthropy. So I want a picture that kind of represents that. And then I just really overall want to become a subject matter expert, or be seen as a subject matter expert when it comes to being a fashion designer, a self-taught fashion designer, and being a fashionpreneur in 2021. So with that being said, I have Canva open up, so we're on canva.com. This is a great online platform that is very reminiscent to like a Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator. And it's basically a beginner-friendly tool that you can use to create graphic art for your personal or business life. So as you can see here, I do have an account. They do have a free version of this, but I did go ahead and upgrade to the pro version because I saw that it really added value for me to my business. It basically just unlocks additional fonts and features that are kind of, behind that paywall. But for the most part, you can get a lot done with the free version. I had the free version for years before I finally upgraded to the pro version. So you can see the homepage here. It gives you right off the bat different templates of things you could create. You can see here I've created some work. It gives you templates for Instagram posts and Facebook's logos. I mean, you name it, it's in here. So what I want to do is for creating a vision board, of course, there's going to be probably templates for vision boards too, so you can feel free to search Canva for whatever it is that you're looking for. I'm going to type in vision board just for shits and giggles to see what comes up. And as you can see, there's people, templates out here. And again, when I say template, it just gives you an example of what that could look like. If you like the style of the particular template, let me close that, sorry. If you like the style of the particular template, you can download that so you can kind of mimic that style, but you can always delete the individual pictures they have there and replace them with your own. You still are free to move things around to really fit the aesthetic that you're going for. But again, it's really nice just to give you ideas. For me, I think I'm going to go with creating something from scratch. So in order to do that, you just click this purple Create a Design button, and a menu will pop up, basically give you an idea of what the dimensions of your design should be based on what you're using it for. So because I plan on getting this printed as a poster, I am going to choose poster as my design dimensions. So after I choose poster, it's going to bring me to the design area for Canva, and immediately it's going to have all of the templates up for that particular dimension I picked. Because I want to just start from scratch, I'm going to just click this add. So right here I have my page with what I'm going to use as my blank canvas for creating my vision board. So first off, I want to have a background. So I'm going to go back over here and scroll down and choose background. And here you can get different pictures you can use to put as your background to start the process. So I'm just going to go with the white, which it's already white, but I may do a little bit of a pattern. So let's see what they have in patterns. And I kind of wanted something marble, so I'm going to go with typing in marble to make it easier, and we're going to go with that. So you have some different versions of marble. That one's kind of very light, and then you have this one that shows up a little more. So you kind of just choose, I'm going to go with this one. So I'm going to choose my background, did that. And then of course you have to begin looking for pictures to kind of match the goals that we set. So first off, I need to find a picture that kind of represents the consistency goal that I want. So I'm just going to search for consistency quotes and click on images. Now, of course, feel free to go to whatever platform you want to use to search for pictures. Some people use Pinterest, Tumblr. I like to just use Google Images because I feel like it just encompasses all platforms into one search engine, which is why I love Google. Excuse me, taking a sip of my water. So I'm just going to scroll through and see if there's any quotes that resonate with what I'm wanting to do for 2021. And I really like this quote here. So when you click on the picture, it'll pop up over to the right to kind of show you a bigger version of that picture. Now, the great thing about Canva and about using that digital platform, the online platform, is that you don't really have to download these pictures to your computer. You could just really copy and paste them. So I'm just going to right click and choose copy image. And then if I go back over, oops, sorry, let me close that. If I go back over here to my blank page, I'm just going to simply press Control V on my keyboard, and I do use a Windows computer, so whatever is the Mac equivalent to that. If you have a Mac, you can use that as well. So I really like this quote, but of course we can see that it's taking up a lot of my page here. So I want to blow this up just a little bit because I feel like it's hard to really see the outline. So to help me see my page, if I go to, sorry, not file, let me click out of that. Go to file, and I'm going to show margins, and I'm also going to show print bleed. And this will kind of give me a very faint line to, sorry, I'm just, oops, that's the volume. Wrong knob. Hold on, guys. That'll really give me just an idea of my margins and where my print bleed would start. So keeping in mind that I plan to get this printed, we're going to do that. Now, but because this is text, you could just type this. So what I'm going to do, just so that I can have more control over how it's displayed, I'm going to add text. I'm just going to choose add heading and move it up so we can see it. And I'm going to type the exact same thing. And we're going to do all caps just to make it easier. If you are persistent, you will get it. If you are consistent, you will keep it. Okay? So now that we have that typed, now the great thing when you're resizing things in Canva, and the same for text as well, that it will automatically adjust the font size when you drag it to a different dimension. So I love that about it, because instead of it just making the box smaller but the text is still kind of hanging out, it adjusts it for you. So going to make that bigger, and I'm going to put that in the print bleed section. And we can actually go outside of it, because I like to keep a little bit of room, but its margin is kind of big compared to what I plan on doing it for. And then I do want to make the word consistent a different color, since that's kind of like my theme. So I'm going to make it red. And then we of course want to choose another font. So when you are searching for anything in Canva, if you're trying to discover whether or not something is the pro version versus something you can use, usually there would be, and I'm trying to find one, but there would be like a little crown picture next to whatever element you're looking at that will kind of let you know that it's a pro version. Okay, so now that I have that font, I want to just make it a little bit bigger. Try to get it on 2 lines. And then let's go ahead and add a title. I'm going to use this template down here for my text. Now a lot of these templates, especially when they have multiple words, is usually 2 separate text boxes. So I am just going to delete one of those and then kind of get this one to the correct alignment. And I'm just going to, forgot I'm still in caps lock. Vision Board 2021. Just so we can understand what we're doing this for. And you can also type the numbers in as well if you don't want to hit the plus or minus. So I feel like I want to add an effect to this just to make it stand out a little more. It currently has an echo on it, which you can see gives it like almost a distorted shadow. I'm going to look at a few of the different options. So we have a lift, which almost kind of gives it like an embossed effect. Then you have your shadow, which is usually always my go-to, but lift looks good. And then you have curve. Now with the curve, you can use this scale down here to kind of adjust how much you want it to curve on that spectrum. So that's cute. And then you have neon, which is nice as well. And you can adjust the intensity of the neon, which is pretty cool. Now let's look at glitch. So glitch has a few different colors that create like a glitched out like era effect, which I kind of like. So you also have some colors down here you can choose, even though it doesn't look like it's letting me choose, but okay. And oh, so you can adjust the direction and the offset of it. I like how that looks actually. Okay, so we have the title, we have our theme here. Now, so I'm going to delete this since we're not going to use that. And now it's time to find pictures for my goals.
Taking just be. Don't take it. Taking just don't be. And live my life. Don't take it personal. I ain't lying. I ain't hiding. I've been grinding, multiplying. I've been trying to get my weight up, staying prayed up, meditating and taking time away. You always posting up pictures, trying to look like you winning. I'm writing rhymes in the kitchen, soaking in moments we live in, yeah. You got the nerve to be on me, faking your life for the IG. If you got my number, don't add me, cause baby, I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. Baby, don't check for me. Taking time out to be and live my life off screen. Taking time out to be and live my life. Hey. Taking just don't be and live my life. Don't take it personal. We just building. It's my season. Lay foundation. Make a name for generations. Please and make a then take a break or a little vacation and chasing blues away. Hey, hey. You always posting up pictures, trying to look like you winning or look like you always be working, soaking the moments you live in. Yeah, you got the nerve to be on me, faking your life for the IG. If you got my number, don't add me, cause baby, I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. Baby, don't check for me. Taking time out to be and live my life off screen. Taking time out to be and live my life. I'm in a place serene and pure and free. Hey, I ain't worried about what's the wave, only worry about me, yeah. Oh, I'm taking time out to be and live my life off screen. Taking time out to be and live my life.
It's kind of twisty. And the great thing about vision boards, it doesn't have to, I know mine looks probably kind of neat, but it can have as many or as least pictures as you like. But that is what it looks like, so I'm pretty happy with it. So after you're done, there's a couple of things you can do. So up here is where you can download or print. You see it currently says print posters because we chose a poster format, so it's going to show you the different dimensions in which to post, to kind of let you know what it looks like on the wall and its current size. And that's only $7.50, which is not bad at all. Okay. Did I see any? But so what I'm going to do though, before we even get too deep into this, I'm going to click the download button instead, because I want to get this printed somewhere else. So I'm going to download it as a PDF print. I'm going to do a couple things. So I'm going to first download it as a PDF. So we'll have that to get it professionally printed. But you see that Canva does have printing options, and it's going to show you again here. But I don't want mine shipped, so I'm going to go to Office Depot to get it printed. And then I'm also going to download it as, and you can choose a file type here. I'm going to also download as a PNG, because I also want to use this as a wallpaper on my phone. Okay, and that is the basis of it. Like I said, once you create it digitally, I like creating it digitally because it gives you way more options when it comes to deciding what to put on your board, especially when it comes to sizing. Sometimes when you're doing it the old-fashioned way of getting pictures through a magazine or printing pictures out, always have control over the size, and a lot of times you don't know the layout until you get everything on the board. So I just like the idea of doing it digitally to do it all without wasting any ink, oh my goodness, without wasting any ink. I can do it this way and really kind of get an idea of what I want it to look like. So what I'm going to do next, like I said, after you create your vision board, the goal, of course, is to look at that and be able to see it daily, give it constant views, because you just want to ensure that you are in a constant mental state of manifesting all the goals that you want to complete at all times. So I'll have this as a poster in my studio at my work, at where I do my business at. I'll have it on my phone, and I'll also have it in my top 3 priorities journal. If you haven't watched that video, make sure you take a look at that. It goes over the top 3 priorities journal by Erin on Demand, so make sure you check that video out. So I'll have a copy of it there too, so I'll print this as well to put a copy of that. And you can always change the size that you're printing. If you do it in a picture form, it's a little easier to manage because you have the size button here. But also, if you go to resize, it'll, based on what you're trying to resize it to, it'll show you different options. So if I know I'm going to put it in my book, I can resize it. Then I also want to make sure I name it here, my Vision Board 2021. So it's easy to find. It'll save this as a design in my Canva account. And that is it. I'm all set to go. You see I downloaded the 2 versions, so I'm good to go there. And thank you so much for tuning into my channel and watching me on this journey to taking my business and brand to the next level. This is only the beginning of videos similar to this, so I hope that you enjoyed the content. And if you want to see more things like this in regards to productivity and overall consistency, building consistency in your small business, make sure to comment below on anything that you want me to cover. I've been using Canva, like I said, for a while. This is what I use to create the intro and the outro to all of my YouTube videos. So it's a very powerful tool, and it's very beginner friendly compared to like a Photoshop or Adobe Premiere Pro, which is what I use to edit my videos. It had a very beginner friendly user experience. So if you want more Canva tutorials, just comment below some things you want me to cover, and I'll definitely do that. But in the meantime, in between time, y'all, I am out of here. Thank you so much for tuning in again.
Take it personal, I ain't lying, I ain't hiding, I've been grinding, multiplying.